What's good, y'all boys? As you see in the title, this is the only DB training that really shows up in game and on film. If your training looks like a random playlist of drills, you're cooked. Most DBs aren't failing because they're not working hard. They're failing because their training is out of order. It's like trying to drive a car faster when your steering is broken. More speed just gets you crashed quicker. So I'm going to show you the only progression that matters so you stop stacking random drills and start being a DB that actually translates to the field and to the film. And this is the same progression I use when I'm building my DBs from the ground up on all levels, whether it's high school guys, my guy Keaton right here, who's ranked number 4th in his state. He got Ohio State, Vanderbilt, Notre Dame, and he's only a sophomore. Or whether it's my Division I guy, my college guys like Ray, who had the highest PFF grade this week with 2 picks, 1 pick 6. Or whether it's my NFL guys with my guy Damon Arnett right here, who's currently playing for the Houston Texans. I'm going to be sharing with you exactly what works. So let's talk about this. Why most DB training does not translate. The problem right now is the training culture. Everyone's trying to run the same drills, trying to copy what they see, chasing what looks cool, right? It looks fast, it looks clean, but it doesn't show up on tape. And most DBs don't even realize what they're missing out on. The first thing is doing random drills where there's no sequence. You're just getting on the field. Oh, I want to do press today, and then I want to do breaks, and then I want to do ball skills at the end, right? There's no structure, there's no sequence to this. That's like you're trying to create a playlist of music, but you have all different types of genres without a specific theme to it. And this is no knock to the players. It has to do with the training culture. I'm not in that mood right now. I'm not calling anybody out, but this is just the overall culture in general. And if y'all about that, we can. But that's not what I'm here to do today. I'm trying to educate the kids, educate the whole football community. So we train what looks cool, not what fixes you, right? So as you can see right here, if you see any of these things on the field, whether it's this hexagon cone, whether it's these hurdle ladders, whether it's this speed agility ladder, we really got to think, is this stuff really going to translate? And I'll be the first one to admit it. I've used some of these stuff here before. Now, did they serve some type of purpose before? Yes. Was I trying to make things look cool? Not really. But what a lot of trainers do is they use this to have fancy drills on Instagram for the clicks, for the virality, for people to have eyes on it. You see a lot of quick cuts. Guys like to do an icky shuffle on this. Bop, get out, break, 45, hit the cone again, put your 2 feet in there, 2 feet out, going out, breaking. A lot of times trainers use this where, crossing over past this 1, 2, 3, crossover, right? And yeah, they could claim it works hip fluidity on that, but we really have to see the true heart posture of what we're trying to achieve here. Same with the agility ladder right here. Whether they're doing the icky shuffle going forward and backward. And I understand, they might do it to look cool for the clicks, but they also might think this is really translatable to the game. So I'm here today to really break it down. Third thing right here, there's no feedback loop. A lot of trainers or the athletes, when they train by themselves, they think, oh, this looks smooth. I have a quick break. I'm probably doing things right. And a lot of the times, it's not your fault. It's the feedback that you get, right? So whether it's from the trainer or whether you see the video yourself, you might not know exactly what you're doing wrong or right. So let's talk about what we can do to have our DB training translate. So step 1 right here, we see that you have to build from the ground up. Right here, we see that most DBs jump straight into drills without building the pieces underneath them. As you can see here, it's just like Jenga. When your foundation isn't strongly built, your game could break and fall all over the place. And I'm guilty of this too back when I was a player. This is what would have happened before. So guys get on the field, they warm up first, they do their stretching, they do a little Frankenstein toe touches, do their little quad pulls, they do a little groin rocker, a little hamstring sweep. After you do a couple runs, right after that, they immediately start doing press reps or breaks, just straight to it. But that's training randomly and not building a DB. This step 1 is all about sequence and not speed. So if you skip steps and you just do the drill, you're rehearsing mistakes. I'll give you an example. When I do my press drills, we always, I don't want to do live press reps automatically. I know a lot of trainers do that where they're like, okay, let's do this drill first. Let's do our kick, boom. I have a specific order to how I do mine. And so here's how our progression usually goes. First, we start with our eyes and our feet. It's always eyes, feet, hands, and press. So what we do is we start with that. We start with what comes first in press. The first step, it's the pier step, right? Whether you do the pier step, whether you inch back motor, whatever technique you teach, it doesn't matter. It always starts with the first step. The pier step is the first thing. But what's before the feet? It's eyes. So that's why if you see some of my videos, you'll see I'm moving around. Guys are intentional with their eyes locked on my hips. We have to have a good habit of being intentional. So we have our eyes locked in while doing the pier steps. And then from there, we work on the next progression, which is having great angles in our kick step. After that, after getting a great angle, we work on our step replaces. A lot of guys like to hop. A lot of guys like to reach in their kick step. So we just work on a step, replace, step, replace. Do you see this progression we're trying to do? And then we put the hands in together. And then through that, we work on our leverage, keeping our leverage. 2 hands and flat to your leverage, shoot offhand 1, kick 45 away from leverage. And then we work on the transition phase. So going from the press, do the pier step, kick, crossover, having our eyes low, staying low beam the whole time, the transition. And then we put all of this all together. Now, after we master this, we can get into our drills. This is what I call the primers. So we do the primers. So just like before you do bench press, you try to max out. You probably start with a quick warm up, right? Whether it's just arm circles like this, whether it's doing some push-up, body weight push-ups, whether it's scat push-ups, whatever it is, you try to get warm. And then you start with the bar, and then you put 135, and then depending on how strong you are, 185, 225, 275, 315, whatever it is, you build a progression, right? You don't go straight from stretching, boom, let's put 315 on. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to say when we have a specific progression. And if you want to see my primers, whether it's press, breaks, or anything, I have 100+ long form videos for free on my YouTube page. In the community, a lot of guys gatekeep too, right? They only want to post their highlights, but I'm here to give all the free sauce in the world. You know, this is something that I needed when I was growing up, when I was a player myself. So I give all my training stuff for free. Now, I will say, when my guys train one-on-one, there's some things that I don't put in the video. We have some things that are only for our paid guys, of course, but a good amount of it is completely free on here. So if you want to see the primers, what we do in press right here, check out these 2 most recent videos. And these are just the first 2 newest videos that I uploaded. I have right here. This is with Liberty corner Mike Gunn. This is with Penn State corner Aldavian Collins. So you'll see, this was our first workout together. So we did our break primers. We did our break primers before we did any type of real drill for breaks. And with Mike right here, this wasn't our first time together, but we still started with the basics, our step replaces, our having our feet behind so we could kick from it to have a good angle. So you go check out these videos, and I got 100+ long form videos on my page, so you go check that out. So next, going from there, that's only step 1. Step 2 is execute with proper mechanics. What this means is even if you're doing the right progressions, sloppy mechanics can still limit you. Now, just because we got the first step right here, just because we got all this down, it doesn't mean that everything's all dandy, everything's all good, right? You have to cover the specific techniques. A lot of times I see a lot of trainers, when they do releases, the guy shoots 2 away from leverage. Even though he kicks flat and he's still technically on him to a degree, they're all saying good. Yeah, I'm the first one to admit as well. I do have a habit of just saying good, but I catch myself after I say good, I'm like, wait, make sure you have your toe pointed this way. Make sure you gain ground more, right? So here's some more examples. Like I said, you can check out my YouTube page. I have a lot of technique details. So for example, when we're talking about breaks, we want our pointer toe pointed at the direction we're going so we don't round our breaks. We want to rip the plant knee through our break to get faster leg turnover. We don't want to false step and step in the bucket as well. We also don't want to be out our frame. We want to have a clean posture and balance, whether it's our front shoulder dipped, whether it's where our eyes are the whole time. After the first primers, when we do these drills, we have to execute with proper mechanics. This is what's going to get us paid because this is training. Training is supposed to be harder than in game. But if you train with bad mechanics because your reps look clean just because you had a fast break, or you locked the guy up even though your press technique wasn't right there, you miss out on these little details that when you go in game, it could backfire on you at one point. Because this step, it isn't all about going fast, it's about going correct. And once you build on this, that's when you can speed things up. And this is where you slow things down on purpose to groove clean reps. And from here, the better you get with these proper mechanics, then you can speed it up. Then we could do our other drills and our live reps. So from here, we go into step number 3. This is where the decision-making, timing, chaos all applies. DB is a reactionary position. It's not like a receiver. Receivers know what route they're going to run. D-line, to a certain degree, knows, all the stunts, all which way they're going. But DB is a very reactionary position. It's not a scripted one. So here's some key points to hit. A lot of coaches, they do it off vocal auditory cues. Like ready, go, break, go, 45 here. But the position of DB, do we react off the receiver's sound and what sound they make or saying when they're breaking? No, we do it on visual cues. So we break off the receiver's movements. So when I train with my guys, I like to drop my, even if I say break, just to help them a little more, I always drop my hips. Because their eyes should always have a habit of looking at my hip area. Because the eyes matter, because the patient matters, we always want to make it as realistic as possible and be in a reactionary state when we're doing our training. So yes, I've done some auditory cues to complement these drills. But some solo drills can use auditory cues, and that's fine, but they serve a different purpose, right? When we're going slow, we're learning mechanics. When we're going controlled, that's where we layer the technique in. And when we're going full speed, we're just working our game reps. And game speed doesn't mean rush speed. Like they always say, smooth is fast and fast is smooth. So we want to have great fundamental and then build down with great mechanics and technique. And then we want to have reactionary reps so we can replicate this on game and it shows up on film. So how to know what stage you're in. So if you're fast but always late, that's not a speed issue. That's an earlier step. If you panic at the top of the route, that might be more reaction problem. And if you can't stay square or you shoot too flat away from leverage, that's your movement. So you want to fix the earliest step first. So whether it's you don't have your fundamentals down, whether you don't have your technique down, whether you're not used to reacting at game speed, right? We have to break down. So we want to do a quick self-audit and what to fix first. And so this is the same progression I use when I build DBs from the ground up. Not training that looks cool, it's what actually translates. And another thing I want to say is I'm different from a lot of trainers because I post, of course, full long form videos, and I try to be as transparent as possible. I post my clients losing reps sometimes, and that's part of the game because you get to see the coaching cue to see what he did wrong and how he could fix it. Because DB, you're gonna lose reps. For example, if you see the best corners in the league, you're gonna lose reps. DB is a position where you can't be perfect. So because of that, I show the transparency of the game that other trainers don't do. So we could all see it, we could all learn from it, and we know not everything's perfect, but here's how you could get better from your mistakes. So you can check all my videos that I post. It's not stuff that looks cool, it's what actually translates. So if you want to stop guessing and actually see what's holding you back right now, I put together a short checklist that breaks down the 7 biggest mistakes that keeps DBs overlooked. It helps you self-diagnose what stage you're in instead of guessing. It's the first link in my description of this video. You can see it right here. So the last thing I want to leave you guys with is stop stacking random drills, build the position the right way, and that's where real confidence comes from. So if you want a real plan, instead of guessing, your training need to have order. Don't look like a playlist. Don't look like some social media drills. Do drills that translate, and that's where the results will come from. Appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you in the next one. ATM.